With Master Rule 5?
4.5.
4.1.
4.2.
With the new revised Master Rule, players have been trying to figure out what would be the best decks of that particular format. Now, I know we'd have to wait almost 4.5 months to get there. Yeah, December still counts as a half a month to me. It's going to be really exciting to go over some of those popular decks. In this video, we actually tried and play tested some of these strategies, so we're going to be relaying that information to you. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then make sure you destroy that subscribe button. But also be sure to hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. So without further ado, I present to you the best decks post Master Rule 5.
4.5.
4.1?
4.2.
Revised, alright? We'll just revise. So why is it 4.2? That doesn't even make any sense.
Look, shut up. Nobody asked you for your opinion.
I guess. A little bit of insight before we start talking about this list. Some of the strategies that players are hyping aren't even good. Like, trust me, we played them. They're not good at all. And then there are some strategies that are underrated. I think when you are looking for certain strategies that would thrive under Master Rule 4, 4.1,
4.2,
whatever, okay, then you really want to look at strategies that are Exceed based, meaning that if they can make rank 4s really fast, then they're probably a good strategy. The first strategy we are going to talk about is heroes. Now, heroes actually have been doing pretty well under the current Master Rule. But the difference between them now and before is with the new hero monsters we were receiving, fusion summoning will become more important. Heroes can actually do that at the drop of a T. Also, not having to use your resources to make that extra hero cross guy, you can use those same monsters to make an Abyss Dweller, which, as you guys should know, would be really good in this format. Now, the deck would have a struggle with finding the right extra deck space, but I think heroes actually get a lot better with this new Master Rule 5.
4.5.
Okay. Trap Tricks are another deck poised to break out. I'm telling you, this deck is actually really good. It's already getting a new Exceed monster, but its current one allows you to activate Trap Tricks Trap Hole cards or Trap Hole cards from your deck. The next best thing is that while it does have a link, this is basically a rank 4 deck. Do you guys remember Hat? I don't think they remember Hat. You think they remember Hat?
Probably not.
All right, well, it's basically Hat without the H because nobody plays hands. But you can always catch these hands when you play against this deck, if you know what I'm saying. Trap Tricks are a great disruption type deck, playing multiple back row cards, but having a really solid rank 4 engine. We can expect this to be a really good deck because DNA will always get you a rank 4 toolbox card to be able to play with. I really hate to tell glue eaters that this is really good. I don't want to tell them.
But I eat glue?
Black Wings are actually stupid underrated. This was a deck that I always felt was really strong and only was a link away from being a dominant deck. Now they don't need that link. So prepare to meet Blackwing full armor masters on your side of the field or your opponent's side of the field that's unaffected by your opponent's card effects and can snatch your opponent's monster. Oh, and without the use of links, they can summon this card in Moss. Blackwing is a deck that has always wanted to special summon a ton of monsters to the side of the field, and Master Rule 4 actually restricted it until it got a link. Again, this deck does no longer need a link.
Full Armor Master include!
Why is he here? Why is he here? Why? Madolche is another huge winner for this rule era. We'll just go with era. The reason being is while the deck does have a link monster, that link monster isn't all too powerful. And while that can actually fuel combos, putting Madolche cards to the graveyard when you want them, sometimes you don't want those Madolche cards to the graveyard. That and Madolche has some of the best Exceed monsters in the game. Let's take for example Madolche Tiramisu, a non-targeting card that gets rid of massive cards on your opponent's side of the field and cycles in Madolche cards of your choice. I'm not gonna go further than that. Just look no further than Tiramisu. Actually, if we were to take it one step further, Madolche is a rank 4 deck. That's it. That's as far as I'm going. Dinos are insane. Why does that feel like I've been saying that for a while?
Because we've said it every format for the last like 4 formats.
Well, this time they're actually insane, aren't they?
Sure.
Oh.
That's why they're in the middle of the list.
Oh. Dino was another strategy that didn't receive a link monster. And while it didn't necessarily suffer, being unrestricted to be able to summon Evilsaur Logias and Dolkas to your side of the field without fearing or having to make a link monster first is definitely a plus. Also, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno becomes a lot better because your opponent isn't relying on links. So a lot of times when your opponent has monsters on their side of the field and aren't playing links, they can be flipped face down with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. We also can talk about how Ultimate Conductor Tyranno can attack all of your opponent's monsters, flip them face down, inflict 1,000 damage, do this, do that, win the game all by itself. And now that there are 6 monster zones that the opponent can summon monsters through, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is doing the Birdman hand rub. But of course, we're not going to talk about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move on to the next strategy. Now, we can all agree that Abyss Dweller is one of the most powerful cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. The ability to shut off your opponent and all of those graveyard-reliant effects, I don't think that that's going anywhere anytime soon, is instrumental. Mermail is one of the decks that takes advantage of Abyss Dweller to its fullest potential. It's also getting more Sea Serpent support, and on top of that can take advantage of another card that's getting a buff in Master Rule 5.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you say in the last one that Ultimate Tyranno Conductor can flip all 6 of your monsters face down on your opponent's side?
Yeah, I did.
So doesn't that mean you can do 6,000 damage?
Boy! Before we were rudely interrupted by Lord and Savior Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, I just wanted to say that Mermails are still powerful too. They can do their thing by disrupting the graveyard through Abyss Dweller, which also gives all of your monsters 500 attack, the usage of Bahamut Shark, which can summon 3 totally awesomes to your side of the field, as well as the new Sea Serpent support that's bound to come up to us. Mermails are really good, and if you have a max rarity Mermail deck, then prepare to be swimming in riches. Get it? Swimming in riches? Because it's a water deck, and you swim in water? Well, maybe not you, I can swim. Lightsworn is a surprise on this list. But if you look at it, Curious wasn't really a Lightsworn card anyways. It was just a degenerate whatever other deck can play it before anything else. Lightsworn suffered from links because they needed additional normal summons to be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Now they kind of don't need those additional normal summons. And what before made Damage Juggler possibly being off the list of 3, this deck can be an XC powerhouse. It can make monsters like Notoria Beast, Abyss Dweller, other rank 4 monsters with ease, and still has some of the more potent cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Lightsworn Sorceress still destroys your opponent's face down cards. Raiden is an excellent play starter and a tuner, and Lumina can fetch any of your Lightsworn monsters to your side of the field for a free summon of Michael, which is a disruption, or any of your other synchro cards. We're not going to talk about synchro decks. I mean, I feel like that's the trap that people fall in when it comes to Master Rule 5, and yeah, they're not good. Just play Pendulum. I'm sorry. Shuttle is getting a direct buff in February, but let's talk about it right now. This deck was hindered by the Master Rule 4 format, and let's just face it, while Shuttle Construct, the Link monster, was pretty decent, how are you going to get 2 flip effect monsters to your side of the field? I mean, like, what are you going to do? I mean, summon Rescue Cat to summon 2 Raikos to your side of the field? Like,
you figured it out! You just want me to leave? Oh, okay.
Thank you. Shuttles no longer have that restriction and can summon whatever monsters they want to the main monster zone and even have an additional zone to play with. That in the new structure deck that's coming out for us in February, this could be a really good deck. Now the last strategy I feel is really powerful. I think that it's severely underrated and can contend with Shuttles when the format comes. It actually feels really good because it feels like, what, 2014?
Yeah.
Burning Abyss is good, Shuttle is good. I mean, come on, Necros is pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's kind of dope. And the last strategy I am going to talk about is Teller Knight. Teller Knight actually topped a few events here and there in Master Rule 4. It did really well. Why? I mean, well, because Teller Knight Trevere bounces all cards on the field. Let's talk about that. The fact that this deck will not need to go into the extra monster zone and is one of the best rank 4 decks in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, let's talk about it, guys. Let's not talk about it. Let's just not talk about it. It's good. It's really, really good. Teller Knight can still receive some significant buffs through the Forbidden List if Konami decides to bring some of those highly coveted rank 4s off said list. With that being said, this is a deck to beat when it comes into Master Rule 5. Only time can tell what decks will really be some of the best decks of the format. Well, time. And everybody that posts down below in the comment section, what do you think is on this list that is a good idea? What did I miss? What got snubbed? Let us know down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. And if you really did, consider joining our Patreon. We have too many awesome rewards. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day, like I am.